When I visited Professor at the alumni reunion, I ran into Marcus again. My curious classmates, whom I hadn't seen in years, all started cheering. Everyone knew that 5 years ago, I relentlessly pursued Marcus, practically his shadow. He even knelt before Professor, asking me to get back together. "Grace, I love you. I've thought about it for 3 years, and you're still the one for me. I agree to marry you." Everyone in the private room exploded with excitement, shouting, "Marry him! Marry him!" They clearly remembered my infatuated wait for Marcus in the snow. They all waited for me to say I do. They all thought they were witnessing the happy ending of a long-term relationship. I took out the wedding ring I wore around my neck and said, "Get lost. I'm already married." The surrounding area was a boiling clamor, everyone cheering for Marcus. They all stared at me with the same fervor as Marcus, only Professor looked worried. 5 years later, I returned to the university, surprised that even my close friends were speaking up for him. "Grace, Marcus has only loved you his whole life. He's waited for you for so many years, how can you bear to let him down?" Even though you lost the spot for the funded graduate program, he applied for another project with the university administration. "As long as you go, he'll cover all your expenses abroad. Isn't that enough? When you left without a word back then, you almost didn't get your diploma. It was thanks to Marcus interceding for you that you managed to graduate smoothly. Grace, are you listening?" Seeing that I remained silent, Marcus's good friend, Alex, spoke up in his defense. He grew more impassioned. "Do you know Marcus fought with his family for a long time just to get you that graduate spot? You let him down back then, are you going to hurt him again now? He's never done anything like this for any other woman. What more do you want? Grace, if you have any conscience, just be with Marcus." Alex's expression grew increasingly furious, as if I were the malicious ex-girlfriend who abandoned Marcus, and he was the devoted man full of infatuation. But who remembers that 5 years ago, I was falsely accused of having an affair with an interviewer, and my qualification for further study was revoked. This qualification for further study represented an opportunity to enter an advanced research institute. Marcus, to secure the spot for Chloe, publicly admitted to my supposed wrongdoing. He and Chloe reported me together, telling journalists that I had improper conduct, used unethical means to advance, and was therefore unqualified for a funded graduate program. Grace's family feared she would break free from their control if she went abroad, so she absolutely had to get that spot. To beat Chloe, she seduced a school board member to help her get the resources. I saw it with my own eyes. I'm her boyfriend, why would I lie? Marcus personally stepped forward to slander me. Under the weight of public opinion, I was forced to leave in disgrace. The scandal was widely known. Chloe created a document that described the slander against me as if she had experienced it herself. The document circulated not only within the university but also outside, stirring up a massive public outcry. Alex was impulsive, but not brainless. In the past, he was Marcus's good friend, looked down on my humble background, and often mocked me. Later, when Chloe appeared, he only felt pity for me. Today, were these words his own, or did Marcus tell him to say them? It didn't matter anymore. When I decided to come back and visit Professor, I had already anticipated a scene of ridicule and humiliation. I gazed intently at Marcus, who was still kneeling, and said calmly, "That's long in the past. People should look forward." Alex grew even angrier at this. He stepped forward, blocking my way. "Grace, you've changed. You've become so ungrateful." I knew why he was saying that. Because when I first read this university, I was smitten with Marcus. To win him over, I wished I could stick by his side every day. Delivering flowers and cakes under his dorm building was a regular occurrence. I heard he liked music, so to surprise him on his birthday, I contacted a university orchestra classmate and begged her to teach me piano. In just 1 month, I went from knowing nothing to perfectly performing a piano piece. My fingers were raw, and my wrists trembled uncontrollably. That romantic outdoor concert was a birthday gift I had meticulously prepared for him, busying myself with every detail. Although the process was hard and exhausting, seeing Marcus's satisfied smile made it all worthwhile. Later, I collapsed from exhaustion. I slipped on the stairs, my calf throbbing with pain as I fell. I had to be hospitalized with a fracture. After several days of not seeing me, he suddenly felt unaccustomed to it. So, while I was getting a cast at the hospital, he asked me to be his girlfriend. After we started dating, to accommodate my habits, he stopped staying up late and quit all-night drinking. To prevent me from feeling inferior due to our spending differences, he joined me eating at the cafeteria and shopping at discount stores. He said we would definitely have a beautiful future together. I thought I had found the true love of my life. But before I could fully immerse myself in this so-called true love, Chloe splashed cold water all over me. Marcus explained, "Grace, don't be angry. Chloe is just our neighbor's daughter. There's nothing going on between us. You're the one I like the most, and you're the only one I want a future with." He pressed his forehead against mine. He told me not to worry, that he only loved me. I believed him. But later, he broke his promises again and again. I waited at the amusement park until closing, enduring the staff's scornful looks. "You've been waiting at the entrance all day. Do you expect a free ticket? If you can't afford it, don't come." He never showed up. I angrily confronted him. "Do you know I waited at the amusement park entrance all day?" But he said, "Don't make a fuss. I had something come up at home and couldn't make it." Later, on our anniversary, I ate the entire cake alone. I also walked back to my dorm building alone on countless rainy evenings. Around that time, news broke that Marcus would take over Vance, becoming the sole heir to Vance. He finally succeeded, I thought. But in the news reports, Chloe was arm in arm with him, both looking dazzling in formal wear. All I had was the drenched, miserable embarrassment from the wind and rain. Chloe's best friend, Sarah, posted on social media, "They're so perfect together, I'm totally shipping it. Wishing in Marcus a long and happy life." Beneath it was a flood of blessings and envy. I called Marcus, upset and angry. "Did you see what Sarah posted? If you truly cared about me, how could you be so close to someone else?" From the other end of the line, I heard Chloe's clear laughter. A moment later, Marcus finally said to me, "Yeah, I saw it. What's the big deal? I've told you before, Chloe is just like a younger sister from next door. Can you please stop dwelling on it? We've known each other for so many years. If something were going on between us, it would have happened ages ago. Why would I still be with you?" I hung up immediately. After that, I didn't contact Marcus for a week. He finally panicked and came to apologize to me, bringing a belated anniversary gift. "Grace, I'm sorry. I already made Sarah delete that social media post. I didn't know you'd be so angry. Even if we were photographed, we both know there's nothing between us. You know me, I only like you. Please, can we stop arguing? Grace, I'm really tired." Tears streamed down my face, but he remained unmoved. Before, he would anxiously wipe away my tears, hug me, and tell me not to worry. But this time, he took a step back. "Grace, try to understand my situation. The pressure in my circle is beyond your imagination." He wearily rubbed his neck. I tearfully questioned him. "I don't understand, but in a relationship, you should at least distance yourself from other people. Can't you even do that? Enough. I've said it countless times. If something were going on between Chloe and me, you wouldn't have even had a chance." He impatiently threw the flowers to the ground and turned away in anger. Behind him, I bit my lip, trying not to sob. That argument was filmed by someone with an agenda and uploaded online. Especially the line, "If something were going on between Chloe and me, you wouldn't have even had a chance." Public opinion overwhelmingly sided with Marcus and Chloe. They said I was greedy, a gold digger, and that I didn't know my place or overestimated myself. Some even claimed that my hospitalization for a fracture back then was just a trick to play hard to get. Alex, seeing me slandered, felt pity for me. "Marcus, Grace is a good girl. She's not after your money or your family's interests, she's just genuinely attracted to you. She truly loves you, don't let her down." So he brought Marcus to find me. Marcus decisively pulled me into a tight embrace and mumbled, "I'm sorry, Grace. I was wrong." That night was Chloe's father's birthday banquet. Mr. Shaw has always been very kind to me. I was actually discussing company matters with Mr. Shaw, and he's helped me a lot. She was the one who put her hand on my arm. If someone hadn't photographed it, I wouldn't have even noticed. With that, he took out a jade bracelet from his pocket and put it on my wrist. "My mother gave this to me. She said to give it to someone I loved if I found them." My mood finally brightened. Just as we were about to kiss, Chloe burst in, shouting, "Marcus, I heard you two argued because of me. I came to apologize." Before she could finish, she missed a step and tumbled into the flower bed. A scream made Marcus quickly push me away. He rushed over anxiously and picked her up. Chloe cried painfully, "I'm sorry, I didn't know Grace would be angry because of Sarah's social media post. Sarah is too naive, she doesn't understand these things. Grace, if you're still angry, just hit me or scold me." Chloe huddled in Marcus's arms, weeping pitifully, as if I were the unreasonable one. I suppressed my displeasure and said, "The priority is to get her to the hospital." "No. I won't go. Not unless Grace forgives me." She reached out and pulled forcefully at my wrist. I didn't want to get tangled up with an injured person. As a result, the jade bracelet fell to the ground during the struggle. It shattered into several pieces. Marcus, I'm in so much pain, I've never hurt like this before. Don't worry, Chloe, I'll take you to the hospital right away. Seeing crying so uncontrollably, the people around us began to accuse me of lacking empathy. Marcus looked at her anxiously, as if they were the true couple. The jade bracelet was broken, but he seemed not to notice, hurrying away with Chloe in his arms. That night, heavy rain fell again. I knew Marcus would stay by Chloe's side to take care of her. But to my surprise, late at night, near curfew, he said he was waiting for me downstairs. He eagerly explained, Grace, Chloe can be a bit willful, her family spoils her. I know you've been wronged, and I'm sorry. I failed to protect you. If anything happened between us, it was only because of family pressure. I truly have no feelings for her. He had told me more than once that his family put a lot of pressure on him. Though I felt sad inside, I softened and forgave him. We hugged tightly in the heavy rain. But the jade bracelet is broken, Marcus consoled me. It's okay, I'll buy you another one that's similar. I quickly interrupted him, but you said your mother gave it to you. Yes, but my mom has too much jewelry. She thought that one wasn't pretty and didn't want it anymore, that's why she gave it to me. Hearing this, I felt my heart sink. At that moment, I began to doubt this relationship. For the next month, Marcus stayed at the hospital, taking care of Chloe. Every day, he had Alex send me gifts to express his apology. I was so angry that I listed all the gifts on a second-hand platform and sold them. Marcus clearly knew that gifts were never what I wanted. The day Chloe was discharged from the hospital, she found me and said, Grace, I saw him every day this past month. He was with me constantly. Do you think with a little bit of your youth, you can make the heir of Vance devoted to you? Impossible. He'll realize eventually that only I am truly compatible with him. Didn't you know? His parents both told me they hope he and I will marry. She flaunted a purple jade bracelet on her wrist. Auntie gave me this. It was her favorite bracelet, very valuable, and she just gave it to me because I was interested. Marcus was there too, but he probably didn't tell you about this, did he? No matter how much I emphasized that our relationship was pure and genuine, that I wasn't some money-hungry person, I couldn't erase the scorn in Chloe's eyes. She ignored all my explanations and walked away haughtily. My hands trembled with anger. But when I told Marcus about this, he said, Chloe is a spoiled child, don't take her seriously. I'll talk to her, don't worry. My parents are my parents, and I am me. Don't overthink it. In just 3 short sentences, he hung up. The cold dial tone buzzed from my phone. I suddenly collapsed onto the ground, feeling helpless, engulfed by sorrow. Tears flooded my face. Perhaps this relationship was wrong from the very beginning. I had always wanted to have a proper talk with Marcus. But he was always busy with family matters, constantly telling me he had no time. Yet I frequently saw him and Chloe together in Sarah's social media posts. Until finally, after years of struggle, I received the result. The college informed me prepare my visa, the spot for the funded graduate program was mine. On the day I submitted my documents, countless curious classmates surrounded me. Journalists with their cameras, one after another, seemed poised to pierce my face with their lenses. Miss, we hear you used improper means to steal Mrs. Graduate spot. Do you admit to this? I explained in a panic, impossible. This opportunity is something I fought for myself over many years. I argued my case in front of the cameras, but the noisy crowd around me wouldn't listen to my explanations. Miss, you claim you're innocent. What evidence do you have? I retorted loudly, you, who are slandering me, are the ones who should provide evidence. I can testify. Marcus pushed through the crowd and walked towards me. I looked at him, my eyes wide with pleasant surprise. I thought I was saved. But to my shock, he said decisively, Grace has been secretly seeing a school board member. They've spent the night together several times. To escape her troubled family background, she'd resort to any means to climb the ladder. Of course she's capable of something like this. As boyfriend, how could I lie? I have photos. A bomb seemed to explode in my ear. I could barely hear what he said next. The loud ringing in my ears made me dry heave. How despicable. She's still an undergraduate at the university, and she's doing things like this. Marcus's lips trembled, but he didn't come forward, still insisted I was not innocent. Chloe rushed over, crying, stop filming. Grace just wanted that opportunity too much. She didn't know it was wrong. She struck an elegant pose, allowing the fervent media to capture her kind moment. More and more people pointed at me. I was submerged in the crowd, feeling utterly suffocated. Oh my God, look at all the bruises on Chloe's arm. Was she bullied? What happened? Hearing this, Marcus quickly crouched down to examine it. Chloe cried, her face drenched with tears. No, I fell. Myself, it has nothing to do with Grace. Marcus's rage immediately threatened to consume me. He grabbed my collar and snarled, I told you, Chloe is just an innocent younger sister. Why won't you leave her alone? I struggled, screaming, I didn't do it. Why are you blaming me? He held Chloe, and his disgusted gaze pierced me deeply. Grace, I never thought you'd be so malicious. I felt ice cold all over, my heart crushed. I said through tears, we've been together for over 2 years. Don't you know what kind of person I am? You're just going to believe her word and decide I did it? Marcus, do you have any heart left? His gaze flickered, then he turned away in disgust. If not you, then who? Chloe is so kind, only you would be jealous enough to lay a hand on her. Chloe was carried her bridal style away from the scene by Marcus. Those journalists with their cameras were like wolves sensing blood. They surrounded me, loudly questioning. Miss, are the photos Mr. Marcus just mentioned pictures of you two fooling around on a business trip? Miss, we hear your family background is quite poor, so you're jealous of Chloe, is that right? Miss, is Marcus your boyfriend? Why is he always seen with Chloe, or have you already broken up? All these questions felt like countless sharp knives piercing my body. At that moment, the dean's office called. They decided to revoke my qualification for the funded graduate program, place me on academic probation, and defer my graduation. All my efforts for the future, at that moment, turned into smoke. Alex, still displeased, blocked my way. Grace, what are you spacing out for? Marcus has been kneeling for ages. I smiled slightly and said, I'm already married. Alex looked disbelieving. How could you be married to someone else? Stop joking. The classmates around us had personally witnessed the entanglement between Marcus and me. They chimed in, shouting, exactly, Grace, you even went delivering a handmade cake in AS. Now storm for him back then. We've never seen such a devoted girl. And you were bringing Marcus breakfast every day back then. Marcus, seeing this, gazed lovingly into my eyes. Grace, I don't believe it. After being with me, could you possibly be interested in anyone else? People around us whispered, exactly, Mr. Marcus is tall, handsome, and rich, and he loves her so much. How could she possibly be interested in anyone else? Right, it's like someone who's tasted gourmet food wouldn't want to eat trash. I mean, is there a chance she found someone better? Like that person from Hayes. You mean William? He's famously everyone's dream partner. Don't be ridiculous, Grace. Listening to the discussions around me, my feigned smile slowly became genuine. William said he would pick me up tonight. I wondered when he'd arrive. Marcus's expression worsened. Grace, have you really fallen for someone else? Alex frowned tightly. Grace, if you're really married, why don't any of your classmates know? You must be lying. Marcus's eyes lit up. He said, right. No one knows you're married, so this is just an excuse you made up, isn't it? At this, I took out the wedding ring from around my neck. Because I wasn't used to wearing it on my finger, I wore it as a necklace pendant. I said, I'm already married. This is my wedding ring. How much longer are you going to keep this up? Marcus stood up to examine the ring closely, then burst into laughter. Grace, a simple silver ring? Can that even be called a wedding ring? I don't believe you'd fall for anyone else. You don't want a good man like me. Who else could you possibly be interested in? Marcus acted as if he'd found proof, certain I was lying. At this point, Professor lost interest in the argument. She stood up and bid us farewell. Grace, when I fought to ensure you graduated on time, it was because I trusted your character. If you don't want to suffer the same pain again, you must stay away from those who wrong you. I nodded, tears in my eyes. Professor was my only true concern at this university. They all said Marcus created a huge scene for me, which is how he helped me secure my diploma. In truth, it was Professor who had quietly collected evidence for me, proving my innocence regarding the school board member. She used her own reputation as collateral to clear my name. Even though I wouldn't get that graduate spot anymore, she was still the person I was most grateful for in this life. With her gone, this alumni reunion held no more interest for me. I messaged William, asking him to come pick me up quickly. Wife, are you in such a hurry because you miss me so much? Miss you all right. When we get home, let me see how much you miss me. I focused on texting him, a happy smile unconsciously appearing on my face. When I looked up, Marcus was standing in front of me. Chloe did go a bit too far back then. She slandered your innocence and accused you of assaulting her. I know the whole truth now. If you want to blame someone, blame me. I easily believed Chloe back then, causing you to be sad and angry for so long. I took a step back, a chill running down my spine. Marcus, for me, it's all in the past now. I'm neither sad nor angry. His gaze was fixed on my face, staring at my lips as if to kiss me. When we used to argue, he'd only use this tactic to forcibly calm me down. I turned away in disgust, quickly walked around him, and headed downstairs. But when I reached the hotel lobby, he grabbed my hand. To my surprise, he knelt on one knee again, asking me to get back together. Now, not only acquaintances saw it, but even passers-by stopped to watch, seeing his seemingly devout proposal. Grace, I truly love you. Please say yes. I flung his hand away in disgust. I told you, I already have a husband. If you keep harassing me, don't blame us for being impolite. He stared at me stubbornly. I know you're still angry, and that's why you're using this excuse to push me away. I regret not telling you sooner that I applied for another spot for you. If you had known, maybe you wouldn't have left me. I answered coldly. What I cared about was never the spot itself, but the opportunity to get into a research after completing the funded graduate program. And all of that was ruined by you. Marcus froze on the spot. I quickly broke free from his grasp. He always thought I cared about money, but he never realized it was the career opportunity behind it. Because he had always looked down on that opportunity. How could the CEO of Vance care about an ordinary person's efforts and dreams? In a fit of anger, I raised my hand and slapped him. A crisp sound echoed, and for a moment, we both froze. But to my surprise, Marcus's expression grew increasingly excited. Grace, don't be angry. I know you're still mad at me, but you need to understand that I've only ever loved you. Everything with Chloe was just her one-sided infatuation. I was only playing along. He rushed forward and embraced me. The surrounding crowd took out their phones to take pictures. It felt like I was back 5 years ago. So many people had their cameras pointed at me then, capturing my humiliation and awkwardness, and then declared me guilty of crimes I didn't commit. I struggled, trembling. Marcus, let go of me. I'll report you for public sexual harassment. He held me tight, coaxing in a soft tone. Grace, do you remember the jade bracelet I gave you before? 5 years ago, I bought an identical one, and I've been waiting to give it to you when I saw you again. My mom took back Chloe's, and my parents have also agreed to us being together. Ah. I bit down on his arm with all my strength, until blood seeped through his white shirt. Marcus released me in pain. He looked at me with a pained expression. Grace, don't do this to me. I turned impatiently to leave, but he persistently followed. Grace, I was too young before. I couldn't see through Chloe's schemes, and I made you sad so many times. I'm sorry. I coldly interrupted him. Did you really not see through her, or were you just so absorbed in Chloe's adoration that you chose not to? He pursed his lips and fell silent. I scoffed. Marcus continued, but my love for you is real. I swear I'll only love you for the rest of my life. My wife is loved by everyone. I'm starting to get jealous. A low, pleasant voice sounded, and Marcus instantly stopped. I looked at the man holding flowers in front of me, my eyes filled with pleasant surprise. William walked closer and swept me into his arms. Sorry, wife, I was a little late because I stopped to pick up something on the way. I rubbed my cheek against his and said happily, it's okay, Professor left, so I left early too. Marcus watched our intimate gestures in disbelief. Grace, you. I turned and introduced them. This is William, my husband. We just got married. And this is Marcus, the CEO of Vance, you know him. William stared at him with amusement, then scoffed, nothing special. The curious classmates watching behind us were too stunned to speak. Alex exclaimed, is that William from Hayes? Oh my God, Grace really did find someone better. William put his arm around my waist, looking at the people around us as if to stake his claim. He said, so many people at this alumni reunion today. Wife, you should have brought me along. Am I not presentable enough? He feigned being wronged, which made me laugh. Alright, it's just that I don't know most of these people well. From now on, I'll bring you along to everything. You trickster. You've been saying that for 3 years. And you only reluctantly agreed to marry me because I was so persistent. My face grew redder and redder. William deliberately showed off our affection, and most of the crowd dispersed. Marcus gritted his teeth and asked, 3 years? So you were with someone else by the 2nd year after you left. Grace, how could you do this? To me? For 5 years, I waited every single day, hoping to see you again. I've been waiting for you. But you already found someone new. And you. He angrily pointed at William. Grace and I experienced all the good times at the university together. Who are you? Her youth was spent with me. You'll never compare to me. I cursed inwardly, clinging tightly to the man who was about to charge forward and beat Marcus. William was too jealous. I couldn't handle him when he got like that. Don't be angry, don't be angry. There are cameras here. I stood in front of William, preventing him from impulsively crippling Marcus. Marcus, stop glorifying yourself. If it weren't for you, I would have achieved my dreams long ago. How could I have been publicly slandered, with you, my boyfriend at the time, even helping others accuse me? I've never met anyone as shameless and arrogant as you. Being with you was the worst nightmare I never want to revisit. Marcus staggered, his face pale, unable to utter a complete sentence. I continued coldly, besides, I was only interested in your looks at first. Now you're old, and your youth is gone, understand? My husband is in his prime, and he'll be handsome no matter his age. Not only is he elegant, but he also has an amazing physique. Who do you think you are? Marcus reached out to steady himself against the wall, looking as if he might faint any second. He stared at me with a bloodless face. I could even see red streaks in his eyes. Grace, are you saying you regret being with me? I gave a satisfied smile. You finally get it. Anyone who gets involved with someone like you is just asking for bad luck. He blacked out, losing control and collapsing to the ground. William put his arm around me and turned. Stop wasting time with him, wife. You must be thirsty, right? Let's go home. I left without hesitation. Marcus watched my retreating back, his face crumbled, tears streaming down. He roared behind me. Grace, even if you don't care, there was truly nothing between Chloe and me. It was all a setup by my parents and her. They conspired to deceive me. I love you. If you're willing to come back, please give me another chance. In the end, his only answer was a cloud of exhaust fumes. Marcus's words made William incredibly jealous. Although he already knew about my past, seeing Marcus in person made him worried I might still feel a hint of softness towards him. Back home, he was intense, only letting me go after I pleaded repeatedly. Afterwards, we lay in bed, recalling how we first met. After that slanderous incident, I couldn't face the world's accusations and curses. So I bought a train ticket to another city and completely disappeared. I didn't answer anyone's calls except Professor's. I worked at a guest house on the High Plains. One day, I met William, who was there to clear his head after an incident involving Hayes. He was sitting dejectedly beside his SUV, which was stuck in the mud. Seeing the worried expression on his face, I offered him an apple. The owner of the guest house was very hospitable. Aside from fleeting tourists, not many people stayed long at the foot of the snowy mountains. William and I stayed at the guest house for over 2 months. We fed horses together and managed the guest house's operations. We both had unbearable pasts, so we opened up to each other under the snowy mountains, confiding in one another. We ran around the bonfire in circles until we were exhausted, then sat back to back, talking about everything from our pasts. He encouraged me to face reality, and I encouraged him to break free from his family's emotional manipulation. Later, we went our separate ways on the High Plains. I thought we would never see each other again, but to my surprise, I ran into him when I was looking for a new job. William, it's been a long time since we said goodbye at the foot of the snowy mountains. By then, I had found the courage to start anew. And he said, if you're willing, we can see each other often. And so, another story began. Although his parents had already prepared an expensive wedding ring for me, but to commemorate our connection on the snowy High Plains, on the day we registered our marriage, William took me to handcraft a pair of simple silver rings. We both regarded these simple rings as a testament to our bond. To this day, we continue to steadfastly support each other through all difficulties. Recalling the past, William got energetic again. He kept me up all night before finally falling asleep contentedly. For a long time after that, he was extremely busy and secretive, not letting me know what he was doing. The next news I heard about Marcus was that Vance had gone bankrupt and was acquired by William. Marcus couldn't cope with his family business ruined in his hands, so he attempted suicide by jumping from his own mansion. The floor was too low, so he didn't die but was left permanently injured. To pay for his medical treatment, he had to sell his mansion as well. Chloe's family's assets weren't spared either. William gradually encroached upon Shaw, eventually becoming its largest shareholder. Chloe and her parents fled abroad, seemingly never to return. My life returned to peace. At that moment, the acceptance notification for my PhD program arrived on my phone. Everything I had wanted finally came full circle after all these years. Thank you for watching today's story. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. We look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to share your perspectives, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories. See you next time.